Welcome back to another Combat Patrol video here at Tabletop Core, the core of the tabletops. I am Josh. Joining us today is our guest, Derrick. You are about to see a Combat Patrol again featuring Adeptus Custodes and some Orks. You want to run down your list real quick?
Of course. So as far as my Warlord goes, we chose the classic Warboss. Of course, as far as his relic is concerned, it's going to be the Klaw, the absolute best relic in the list. As far as my Warlord trait, is going to be Might is Right. Moving on to my my troop choice, it's going to be a classic Choppa Slugga boy 25-man unit with one Tankbusta bomb in there, represented by that guy. And then as far as in the back here, we have two separate Deff Dreads, and they both have 2 Killa Claws and 2 Killa Saws. So basically no shooting in my army except for a few pistols. But that's my army.
Okay. We have today a whopping 7 models in the Custodes army. We'll start here with our Warlord. He is our shield captain in Alar's Terminator armor. His Warlord trait will be Superior of Creation. He will have the Eagle's Eye relic, and I made him a Captain Commander, which does cost 1 CP, but that he will have the Indomitable Constitution Captain Commander trait. As far as troops go, we do have 3 Custodian Guard with the Sentinel Blades and Storm Shields. And then for our elite choice, we do have 3 Alar's Custodians there with their axes to have Misericordias. So I think that describes the army list. As far as mission goes, we are doing Incisive Attack, which is the first one in the big book, the Book of Rules. So for secondaries, I have chosen Bring It Down, Domination, and While We Stand, We Fight. Derrick, what about you?
As far as mine, I took Assassinate, Domination, and While We Stand, We Fight also.
Now, a lot of you guys are saying that those are probably not very good for these armies, but it was very hard to choose secondaries.
None of them were good,
these.
let's just say.
Yeah. But with that, we will cut out and come back with deployment in the mission. Alright, this is the board. As you can see, we try to make both deployment zones pretty even. Each deployment zone has a ruin, which is obscuring. Each deployment zone has a forest, which is just dense cover. In the middle here, we play these as obscuring and impassable. And then on the edges there, just a couple of different obstacles. But that's the board. For the mission, objective markers, there are 4. One here, 9 inches from the back center, and then I think it's 16 inches here from the edges, 1 in each deployment zone. For the mission, we actually, all you have to do is have it once, and then you can walk off and it's yours until someone else takes it. So, all right, here we are. We're going to roll for attacker defender. 4 and 6. Mister, what would you like?
Let's see here. Oh, we're gonna go attacker.
Attacker? Mm-hmm. All right, we will deploy. Okay, here we are. Deployment is done. Armies are down. The game is about to start. The Custodes have all kind of castled up here. We're hoping to get a turn 1 shooting here. I'm hoping to go first so we can get a little bit of re-rolling and try and deal with those big blob of boys over there. But Derrick, I don't know if you want to tell everybody kind of what you've done.
Yeah, so basically I just put them where I could fit them. There's a little bit of strategy, maybe. Who knows what's going to happen here. So we do have the big blob of boys in the middle there with, of course, the Warboss standing just slightly behind, which is a really good tactic. Now, I normally put my Deff Dreads kind of close to the blob of boys, but terrain didn't work to my advantage there, so we have 2 on each side, flanking, doing a pincer attack. Who knows what's going to happen. So,
you want to go ahead and roll for first and second?
Yeah, let's see.
All right. I'm going to take the first turn. Alright, we are back. The Custodes have moved off of their objective there and pushed forward. Again, in this scenario, we don't have to stay on our objectives to score the points. It's time for some Custodes shooting. Before we do it, I'm going to pop 1 CP. We'll go down to 2, but to do superior fire patterns, which basically just means they can fire rapid fire weapons twice. I'm going to do it on the Terminators here. The only thing they have in range is their gauntlets, which is a 24-inch range, but that is still 6 shots. Rerolling 1s from the shield captain. So, without further ado, let's do some rolling. We are ballistic skill 2, so those all hit. We are strength 4, toughness 3. Is that right?
Toughness 4.
Toughness 4. So wounding on 4s. And that was a dud. Alright, that is the end of turn 1 for the Custodes. Very, very uneventful. Didn't score any wounds on the shooting. Didn't score any of our secondaries. So that's it.
So we concluded the movement here. So basically, surprise, I'm playing Orks. Everything moved up straight forward. As far as what objectives that matter, we did actually claim an objective over here. We just barely scooched in there. The other Deff Dread over there, the old one, old big metal one over there, he almost made it. Less than an inch away. As far as my boys are now funneled in to the canyon there to meet the Custodes in the middle. Now, as far as my Warboss is concerned, he kind of stayed back there. So, we of course didn't have any shooting whatsoever, because Orks. And we're going to move right on to the attack phase, the meat and potatoes of my army. So, this big blob of Orks is going to attempt to charge over toward the mainline Custodes, who are kind of 300ing that little canyon right there. Now, they did advance, but of course Orks have the ability that's, or Warbosses have the ability called WOG, which of course allows me to advance and charge in the same turn, as long as they're within a certain radius. So he's right up next to that unit, kind of hiding back there, very un-orky of him. So let's go ahead and see if we make it.
We are going to overwatch you.
Of course you're going to overwatch.
Yes.
I would accept no other answer to that. Now, being that we are Evil Sun, or I guess it's a normal Ork rule, because here we go. I can re-roll this if I want to. I do get +1 for that for being Evil Sun, so that's a total of 6 inches. So let's see if I can actually make it. And we can make it, so I guess it doesn't necessarily matter. We won't re-roll that, because that could just get worse.
We're getting ready to overwatch on the Orks here, but I'm also going to pop 1 CP to do unflinching, which allows me to hit on 5s on this overwatch instead of just 6s. Now, we do have our grenade launchers, which are blast. There are 3. This unit is well above the blast rules, so they will get their full 6 shots each. And then they'll have their axes they shoot with. So, we have 18 shots here from the grenade launchers. Rerolling the 1s, getting rid of everything other than a 5 or 6. Not great so far. We got 4. Strength 4, toughness 4, need 4s again. There's 3 wounds at, let's see, -2, -3.
3 dead boys coming off the back.
And then we have our axes. They're rapid fire 1, so following the normal rapid fire rules, they will get to shoot them twice. So that's 6 shots here. Again, rerolling 1s, looking for 5s and 6s. There's 2, need 4s again. There's 2 more wounds at -2.
2 more boys taken off the back.
And that is the Overwatch.
Right, so this is what works. This is what it's all about right here. So we have gotten into a turn 1 combat, which is fantastic. Now, we are kind of a little pinched in there, so a total of 7 guys right up front are going to be able to attack, which it's better than better than not getting into combat. So here we are. Here it is, 7 boys attacking. Now, of course, hit on 3s. That is not a particularly good roll. Total of 13 hits land true. Now let's see if they actually do anything. So we're gonna have to roll a 5 or more. All right, so a total of 9 wounds made it through toward the Custodes. Now it's your turn to do some armor save. No, God, no.
No EP?
Oh no.
Oh, I can stick with my 2-up save then. Here we go. And we would roll 3 1s, wouldn't we?
I think I'm okay with that.
All right. Well, 1 guy will go to 1 wound remaining. Here we go with some Alaris Terminator fight back. So we have 12 attacks still. Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s from the shield captain. So we got 2 1s in there. Those all hit. The axes make us strength 8. Toughness 4, so we're going to wound on 2s here. Dropping the 1s, so that is 10 wounds at -3, I believe.
Ouch.
-2.
So as far as the morale phase, we are going to pop a strat for 2 CP, insane bravery on my orc mob that's holding off the Persians right there. So, so yeah, they're going to be staying, and I don't have to take a morale test. As far as scoring is concerned, there's no scoring on the first turn, so it's going to be 0 points for the orcs.
Alrighty, the Custodes have actually split up here. This is the beginning of my turn 2. We did score a primary objective there, so 5 points for holding that. They've done a little bit of a split. Our Lars are still here in the center. We think we can hold these guys off, and I think we can get rid of them this turn. So our shield captain has come over here to deal with that dreadnought, and our custodian guard have come over here to try and start working on this dreadnought. Let's do some shooting. We're going to start over there with our captain commander, our warlord over there. He does have his ballistic grenade launcher. It's assault D3. So we're going to roll to see how many shots we've got. And just 1 shot from that. So he hits on a 2. What's the toughness on that, Mr. Derrick?
As far as
your dreadnought.
Oh, a dreadnought is, I believe.
I'm assuming I'm going to be on 5s to hit or wound, which I probably failed anyway. So we're just going to skip that. He does have an axe, so we're going to shoot the axe here. Oh, it's rapid fire, so he gets to shoot that twice. So when those both hit,
toughness of 7.
Toughness 7. So you need 5s again, strength 4. There's 2 wounds at -2. No, -1. Sorry.
-1 AP. So that knocks their 3+ save to a 5+ save.
No, it's -1, so you're on 4s.
Oh, I'm on 4.
Yeah.
Okay, it's even better. 4 or more. How much damage
Just
is
1
that?
damage.
Oh, just 1 damage? We'll go
Oh,
ahead
I'm sorry, that's 2 damage. 2 damage.
Let's see. No, we'll go ahead and soak that 2 damage. That's all.
Okay. We will hop over here now to the guard. They have pistol 2 weapons, but they're also, let's see here. So we're going to shoot our dreadnought here. No rerolls anymore. Need 5s again. 2 wounds at no AP. So
No
2
AP.
saves.
Perfect. 3+. That is... And as far as the damage goes...
Just 1 damage.
Oh, it's just 1 damage? We'll go ahead and take that 1 damage. That's all right.
That is it for the shooting. We will have a couple charges to do and some fights to do. The guard here are going to charge this dreadnought. That is plenty with an 11. Our Captain Commander will charge that Dreadnought over there. I think we're needing 9. Kind of a big charge, so let's see if we can roll another one. And we got it. Just gonna go hop right over there. The Shield Captain there is going to attack that Dreadnought. He has 5 attacks. Here we go. Those all hit. This is a Strength 5. He's Strength 5 base. The axe adds +3. So we'll be Strength 8, Toughness 8, 7. So we're winning on 3s here. That is really bad.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of ones.
We've got 1 CP left, so obviously we're going to need to reroll that. One of them. So we got 1 wound at -3.
-3 and what's the
-2. I'm sorry, -2. It's D3 damage.
D3 damage. All right. So here is going to be, and you said -1 AP?
-2.
-2. All right. So that would make it 5+.
It is D3 damage.
D3 damage. You know, we're going to be okay. We're going to take the 3 damage.
Okay, we'll
Or
roll the
D3.
damage. It's 2.
2. That's fine.
So 2 wounds. Let's pop over here, and we'll have the guard fight. They each have 3 attacks with their swords. Alright, those all hit. It's strength 4, or strength 5, toughness 7, I'm assuming, so I'm going to be on 5s again. Let's see, that is 3 wounds at -3.
3 wounds at -3?
Mm-hmm.
6+. 6+. I did get 1. Surprising. We did take 2 damage
So
and
D3 damage.
D3 damage, so go ahead and do that. I will allow
Okay.
that to go through.
D3 damage. Another 3 damage. That is the charge. Now it does go back to inactive player.
Okay, so as far as my first attack back, of course we're going to choose the mob of boys because they might not get to attack if I don't. So let's go ahead and roll some dice, see if we can take a wound or 2 off of these people. So hit on 3s, of course.
5 to wound.
5 to wound, all
You got
right.
1 more there. You need to roll.
There we are.
That is 4 2-up saves. See if we can hold on here. I do have 1 guy left on 1 wound, so let's roll these 1 at a time here. 1, 2, 3. Oh no! He will die. I have no CP left, so I can't do anything. Gross. The Alaris will attack back. Only 2 of them, so we only have 8 attacks. No re-rolling. Strength 8. Toughness 4, winning on 2s. Man, I'm not rolling well today. There's 5 wounds at -2.
-2 AP. Oh, no. 5 guys taken off the back. And so as far as these Deff Dreads over here, we're going to start with this one here. Now, they do have 2 claws and 2 saws, and they have 2 base attacks. So I'm allocating the base attacks to the claws, the better weapon, and then the saws are going to be these 2 right here. So the claws are in the blue. Hit on a 3+. Not the best roll for... So we did get 2 hits. Wound on 2s. So I got 2 wounds.
What is the strength of the other one? So strength 9. So the other one you'll have to wound on 3s because it's only a strength 9
would.
and strength
Okay.
5. So you do get 1 wound there though.
Yeah, I guess that is true. Okay, yeah.
Unless you want to spend CP to reroll that.
Nah.
Okay.
I got...
So what's the AP? -3?
Yeah,
On
-3 AP
Okay.
for the claw.
So with the Custodes, they are base 5 up invuln, right? They do have Emperor's Chosen because I'm Battle 4, so that's another +1. The Storm Shield is +1 to is 4 up invuln, right? So they are still at 3 up invulns, even though they changed the Storm Shield rule because of Emperor's Chosen. So 3 up invuln, and of course I failed it. So what's the damage?
Total of 3. Well, for the Claw, it's total of 3.
So 1 guy will die.
Now moving over to the other, and now everything is exactly the same, same dice allocation and everything. So let's go ahead and see if we can take this big boy down. Once again, not rolling the best, almost an identical roll to the other one there. Now, what's your toughness, Maya? What am I working?
5.
Doesn't
So it
matter.
does both wound anyways.
Yeah.
So again, he has his relic is the Eagle's Eye, so that does put him at a 3 up invuln. So we need 2 3 up saves here. And of course, we didn't get it. So that goes through. It's 3 flat damage, right?
3 flat damage, yeah.
Okay.
The claws.
We have a 5 up, feel no pain from his superior creation trait. So let's roll feel no pains. We save one of them, so he will take 2 wounds. He will have 7 wounds remaining. That weren't so good for the Custodes. They were able to take care of some of the boys there. Unfortunately, they do have that nasty strat where he can redeploy everything. But we were able to get 2 successful charges, so I did take 2 of those objectives away from Derrick here, denying him that domination point on his turn coming up. We do have some morale, I think, from your guys dying over there.
So being that I already used the strat to auto pass my my morale here, we're just gonna see how many go down. So here we go. Here's gonna be my morale test. A 3, almost making it. I needed a 2 and a 1. So now we're gonna roll for everybody else. And now of course 1 runs away very unorkishly. Or a 1 or a 2. And looks like we're good. The orcs have moved. Now there's very little movement on the board of models on the board. Now of course my Warboss, he was hiding behind this little icicle here, and that's very un-orky of him. So seeing that his boys just got slaughtered over there, he's going to go attack the big boss over here. So he went ahead and did his full movement of 6 inches toward his big boss over here. And then, of course, my last bit of movement, which is partially movement, I did pop the Unstoppable Grain Tide, the Orc Bread and Butter, and now the Orcs are coming in from the backside. But, of course, now the Custodes over here are not engaged. They're about to be engaged. Shooting at the Custodes coming from the flank here. And these are all pistols. This is a total of 13 pistol shots. 5s and 6s, and then of course we do have exploding 6s because of Daka. And there we are. Here's our 2 exploding. Let's see if we can roll another. That adds another hit. Perfect. 2, 4, 6, and 7. 7 attacking at strength 4.
Toughness 5.
Toughness 5. 5s or more. Let's see if we can get 1. We did get 1. Give me an armor save.
No AP?
No, nothing that matters.
We need a 2 here. Got it.
Perfect. Wait. Now, finally, we do have a Tankbusta bomb on this guy right here. So it's a D6 hits. Let's see what we've got here. Whoa, sometimes it just works out here. Hold it. It's D3. D3.
So it's 3 shots.
So a total of 3. So perfect. That's all right. So here's to hit. Nothing. So that is the Tankbusta. So we do have 2 charges. Of course, our Warboss is trying to get into the Krumpen, and he's going to go over here. So let's see if we can make it here. That would easily make it. So perfect. We are going to go there. Then, of course, the big mob of boys here. We're going to see if
what we got.
Might need to re-roll it, but 6, 7, 8. So that actually doesn't make it because they're actually 9 inches away. However, so we do not have any stratagems to re-roll, but we have the Here We Go roll, which allows me to re-roll any failed charges. So let's see. Did it even worse. So we didn't make it either way. So we did a little bit of a mistake right there, and it was a mistake which helps me a lot. So apparently I forgot the Evil Sunz do get +1 to advances and charges and all that stuff, meaning that I just made it at 9 inches. So we are going to actually make it to the Custody boys back. So as far as our first thing I'm swinging with is going to be the Warboss over here. Now he does have the Klaw, the best of all of the Ork relics there, and he's going to be allocating all 4 attacks with that. Now he also does have an attack Squig, which there's no reason not to take because it's free and it gives you 2 really lame attacks. So what we're going to do, these are the attack Squig and these are the Klaw. Let's see what I... Oh, and he also does have the Might is Right, so that does give me +1 to the attack. So that's another one for the Klaw. Let's see here. Now he does hit on a 2+. That does hit everything. Now as far as the strength of the Klaw is going to be a total of 12 versus a toughness of 5. So I would wound on 2s. And we're going to roll this separately because that's a toughness 4, or strength 4 deal. Squigs are not as strong as Orks. So we did hit with a total of 4 of them. Now, as far as the AP goes, which probably doesn't matter, it is -3 AP, and it is 3 damage.
We're on our 3-up invulns from our Eagle Eye Relic. Oh my goodness. What's the damage?
A total of 3. 3 per.
Each is 3.
Yeah, each is 3.
So I need 6 feel no pains here. 5 ups. Oh!
Oh, yes.
We only take 2 damage, so he'll go down to 5 wounds remaining.
Perfect. Now we're going to go back to the Squigs, because probably won't do anything, but as far as that goes, I definitely did not wound with the Squigs. And let's transition over to the big blob of Boyz over here, and we're going to see what we can pull off.
There are 9 guys available to attack there, so that's 27 attacks.
This is going to be messy. We do hit on 3s, so let's go ahead and... What do you got? 5?
2, 3, 4.
It looks like a total of 4 wounds. 0 AP.
No AP, so I'm back to my 2 ups. Drop 1, so that's just 1 damage, right?
Yep.
1 guy will go to 3 wounds remaining. Alright, we're going to go over here. It's my turn now. The chargers are done, so the Captain Commander there is going to attack that Dreadnought, hopefully deny him attacking me. 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s from himself, which, for now anyways, that'll hit. This is strength 8, toughness 7, you said? So I'm wounding on 3s. Man, we need a better roll we had last time. And we got it. Drop 2, so there's 3 wounds at -2.
3 wounds at -2, and each of these do how many damage?
D3.
D3. Okay, we really need to pull this off. So here we go. And you said it a negative
-2.
-2. So normally a 3, 4, and now we're at a 5+. So let's see if we can. I guess that's probably cocked there. So that is 3. So go ahead and do your damage.
3d3. That is plenty to kill the Dreadnought.
Very much. And let's go ahead and see if it...
Do they blow up?
Yeah, well, they could blow up. I've never seen one do it right next to Warboss. So let's see what happens. I'm okay if my Warboss dies. As far as my first attack back, now we do have Dread here, which we're going to see. So, of course, the same thing. The saws, the claws. The saws are way, way better. And that's a great thing that I missed those ones. So all to the claws here. Now I wound on 2s. Which luckily I did hit all of those.
3 wounds.
3 wounds.
3 up invuln. What do we got? Woo!
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
Past that, thankfully. I think we can go right into me attacking back. So 3 attacks each, coming on 2s. Pull those. Strength 4, toughness 7 or whatever it is. So wounding on 5s here. No wounds. I have 8 attacks there to do with those guys, so 8 attacks. Here we go. Those all hit. Wounding on 2s here. Those all wounds, so that is 8 wounds. And I think that is all the combat.
So end of turn for the Orks. Now we did pretty good. So looking over here at our, we did have one of our Deff Dread pop though, but of course we do have the big boss coming in on clutch there. So as far as my boy mob did get taken down a little bit, however, it is still kind of stretching back toward that objective marker, hopefully being able to claim it next command phase. But it did actually removing the taint of the Custodes on that one there. This one over here is still contested, and oddly enough, nobody hit it was pretty even. Nothing much happened over here.
Yeah,
so overall, I would say it was a pretty good turn.
Okie dokie. Well, as you can see, the Custodes are all caught up in combats. I don't feel like falling back with anybody, so I'm not going to fall back. I do hold 2 objectives now. So I will score 10 points from the primaries. I'm not falling back, so there's no movement. I don't have no sidekick, so I think I'm going to go straight into the shooting. And we're going to do some shooting over here because their swords do count as pistols. They are pistol 2, so that's 4 shots. Let's do some rolling. Drop 1, need 5s. Got 1 at -2, I believe.
-2, so that'd be a 5+. Let's see if we can pull it off. Nope, doesn't look like it.
Let me make sure that was right. It's no, there's no AP.
No AP.
So
okay,
you're fine
we
there.
definitely did get it.
Yep,
so
you're fine
3+.
there.
Armor save.
That's it for all the shooting, so we just have some combats to do.
As far as the combat phase, I'm going to choose my Warboss to attack first, and let's see if we can pull anything off with this. So we do hit on a 2+, so that would be okay. So we did hit with everything, and these are of course going to be the attack squigs. These are of course going to be to kill a Klaw. So let's go ahead and do some wounding. So I believe the one did miss, as far as did not wound. So let's see here. So as far as to kill a Klaw, I did a total of 2 or a total of 4 wounds on the attack squig. Actually the attack squig did not hit because it was only toughness or strength of 4.
So I got 4?
Yeah, total of 4.
Obviously there's probably some AP, but with the 3-up emblem, doesn't really matter all that much.
Oh, it does.
We're gonna drop 1. I was gonna do something, but now I think I gotta re-roll this. So here we go. We're rolling these. Got it. So we'll take 1 wound. What's the damage?
Total of 3.
3 flat?
3 flat.
Gross.
That's my relic.
That's 3. Feel no pains. Didn't get any of those. I'll go down to 2 wounds remaining. I'm gonna hop back over here, and our guard are going to attack this last dreadnought here. So 3 attacks each. Those all hit. We need 5s to wound. We got 2 wounds at -3.
-3. This would be a 6+. Let's see if we can pull it off. No, it does not look like it. Now, those are what, D3s?
D3 damage, yes.
I don't believe I have any CP, so that would we'll let that
All
go
right,
through.
we need 4.
It can be done.
We got it.
It's perfect.
Does he blow up?
Does he blow up? This is the one time where we need him to blow up, and he does not. He has been neutralized. All right, so the boy unit is going to attack back here. So let's see here. We can
need 3s and 5s. Let's see.
Let's see how many 5s we 5s and 6s. So we have a total of 3. That's it, 3.
All right. Let's see if the Eagle can hold strong here. We need 2 up because there's no AP here. Hot diggity dog. They passed that. We'll go straight into their attack and then our Warlord. So 8 attacks from them. Oof, that's not good. Need 2s. All right, that is 6 more guys at -2, so 6 more will fall. Our Warlord has 5 attacks. So we'll go ahead and do those. He will reroll runs from himself for now. So that rule changes if it does. 2 1s there. Okay. What's his toughness?
Toughness of, I believe, 5.
Toughness 5. So I'm strength 8. Wounding on 3s here.
So normally at a 4+, however, we are now up to a 6+. So let's see if we can roll some magic dice. And we did have 1 magic dice right there, so we did take a total of 2.
D3 wounds here. Let's see what we can do. That is 4 wounds.
Evened it out. 4 wounds to the boss. He is still standing.
That was a pretty successful turn for the Custodes. We were able to shave off another 6 guys, 6 boys there. These guard were able to deal with that dread. Our Warlord was able to shave off 4 wounds from his Warboss there, so we're looking pretty good. I did get 2 dreadnoughts down, so that's 4 points for bringing it down. I am at, I think, 19 total now between my primaries and secondaries.
It is the bottom of turn 3, Orks' turn. Now, as far as scoring goes, they did score, of course, for 10 points, so both of the long side of the boards, I do claim those currently. Now, of course, as far as movement goes, no movement, nothing can move. So first, of course, we're going to just jump straight into shooting, and we do have pistols in combat. So let's go ahead and do those. This is going to be 11 shots, and of course, at the people they're fighting currently. So, of course, we did get 1 exploding die, so let's go ahead and do that to see if it explodes. No, so 2, 3... Total of 3 hits. Now I'm going to have to wound on a 5+. So let's see if we can pull off at least 1. We did get 1 and no AP.
No AP? 2 up.
Give me a 1. There's that 1.
Oh no! He'll go down to 1 more wound. 2 wounds remaining.
So we do have one pistol with the Warboss. Let's see if he can... we know where he's shooting. So we did hit with the Warboss. Let's see if I can roll a 5 or a 6. So no, nothing happened there.
There were no charges, so it goes to non-active player. So my Warlord will attack that Warboss over there and hopefully shave off those last 2 wounds. Alright, we're hitting on 2s. We're rolling 1s from himself. 1 there. We're strength 8, toughness 5, so we're wounding on 3s. That was a very good roll. There's 4 wounds, my friend, at -2.
-2. So these would be at 6+ is what these would be. Nothing.
The Warboss will die.
Our big attack back with the boy unit here. 27 dice. Let's see what we can pull off. Here is going to be the wound. Now we need a 5+, so it's going to be a little bit harder here. That's a pretty good amount.
Time.
So that's 2, 4, 6,
7,
8, 9.
Woo!
Total of 9 wounds.
That's rough.
So let's see some armor saves at that 2+.
So let's just go down here 1 at a time, huh? 2 up. Nope, that's 1 wound. 2 up. Oh, he dies. And we'll do the rest here.
Wow.
Man, he'll die too. There you go. I have no CP to reroll anything. That is the Alaris wiped.
So the end of Orks turn 3, bottom of turn 3. So we were successful in some ways. The Ork unit did completely wipe out the Terminator-esque Alaris Custodes there. So I did take out a pretty nice unit over here. The Warboss, ooh, that was close. Didn't quite, 2 wounds versus 2 wounds. He just got in there quicker, and that's what ended that. So now what I'm scared about is these guys over here. They're going to be taking my objective most likely. However, now with the opening there, who knows exactly what Josh is going to pull off or where he's going to fall on things. So overall, I'd say it was pretty successful. A lot of things died.
All right, this is the top of turn 4. I did not score any secondaries right off the bat, but I do have the 10 points from grabbing those 2 objectives there, so that gave me another 10 points. I'm up to 29 points. The Custodes have moved off of these objectives. I couldn't decide if I wanted to just try and grab this or if I wanted to get rid of the Boyz. They're going to try and get rid of the Boyz. We're going to go straight into shooting here. So we're going to start with our guard over here. Are they within 6 inches of him? No, they're not. Okay. So they're pistol 2. So we're going to shoot these guns here. No rerolls there. We need 5s here because this is a strength 4. 2 wounds at minus nothing.
And let's see if we can roll a 6 here. Nope, nothing.
So 2 more Boyz will drop. Our Warlord there with his grenade launcher thing. It's blast, so we still get our full blast. So this is 6 shots here. Those all hit. Strength 4, toughness 4, wounding on 4s. So there's 4 more wounds at minus 3, so 3 guys will die there. Then his axe is rapid fire 1, so he has 2 shots from that. Rerolling that 1 from himself. Those 2 hit. It's strength 4, toughness 4. Need 4s again. Got 1 at minus 1, so 1 more guy will die.
1 more.
So both guys are going to charge here. I want my Captain Commander in there first, so he's going to charge first. That's plenty at a 10. So we'll get right in there. And then our Custode guard will charge in. That's a 6. That should be plenty. That is plenty. Right here with the Warlord, he's got 5 attacks still. Rerolling that 1 from himself with his axe. There's that. Strength 8. Toughness 4 on this. So wounding on 2s. That's 5 wounds at minus 2. So that'll clear the board there. So a little tricksy thing here. Even though the Warlord wiped out that unit, because these guys charged in, the guard charged in, they still get to both pile in and consolidate. So they do have 6 inches of movement. So we're going to move them, our 6 inches, right here, which thankfully puts me within 3 inches of this objective. So I will take that from him. That will give me the domination, which is another 3 points. So I will go to 32 points total at the end of turn 4.
End of turn 4, summary. Well, of course, we are wiped off the board, so nothing there, but we are still scoring points. And remember, it doesn't end until turn 5, so, the end of turn 5. So I do still claim at least this one right here, so I'm going to get 5 points. So yeah, he's going to march around the board and try to claim as much as he can. I think he's pretty much done.
All right, well, there's really no reason to move. It is the top of turn 5. I am going to get now 15 points for holding 3 objectives and holding more. I will get another 3 points for domination for the secondary. And then I will get another 5 points for while we stand, while we fight. That brings my whole total for the game up to 55 points.
Last turn for the Orks. Now we do still have the 1, so I do get a total of 5 for that one specifically. And now it's just a countdown.
That's the end of the game.
That's the end.
I think it's 55-25. So. So, here we are at the end of the game for some thoughts of I think how it went and.
As far as our total point total,
I
think
mean,
that's so it was pretty even most of the game. It was actually kind of going back and forth. I think you overall were just a hair ahead, and I think a lot of that was really the secondary objectives.
Yeah.
And it seems as though we're kind of learning secondary objectives, and I think all of us in the Warhammer community are trying to figure this out, because figuring out which ones to pick for certain armies. For instance, on yours, you have so little point or so many model count that so many of those require a high model count to actually do anything effectively. So I just kind of picked what I thought would have, like assassinate. I have to only kill 1 model, so didn't quite do it.
Yeah.
If I had 1 more CP, I think I could have pulled that off with the attack when I die type of thing. But as far as the total point total,
it was I did 55. You did in that 25. Right there at turn 4, it took a complete shift. It was interesting. And I didn't expect that to happen, to be honest with you.
Well, and it's when the board is wiped. That's when you start moving your guys around to try to mop up as much as you can. And I think, overall it was a pretty even game. Now, even looking at our 2 armies, I think they were generally kind of, they were really combat-y. I mean, you definitely did have some shooting, but and you had more shooting than me, of course. But it was interesting. So, as far as what would you say is your MVP, your most valuable?
I clearly think it is the Warlord here, the Shield Captain in the Terminator armor. The crazy thing is with this army, right? You can make them a Captain Commander. So that came in really clutch here, right? Because he ended with 2 wounds, and the Captain Commander trait that I gave him was Indomitable Constitution, which adds another 2 wounds.
Mm-hmm. And that did it right there.
Yeah, that did it right there. That was, the 3-up invuln save from the Eagle's Eye, and then he had the 5-up Feel No Pain from the Warlord trait. So overall, I mean, he took out a whole Dreadnought by himself. He took out your Warboss by himself. So I mean. And then he ended up wiping out the rest of the boys there. So I would definitely say he would be my MVP.
I think I agree. Now, as far as what does that total point cost on that guy there?
115 points. That's all that cost me to do that. I mean,
That's
I did have to spend 1 CP to give him the Captain Commander trait, but...
And as far as what he killed,
and
just to go into the
himself.
Dreadnought, Dreadnought is over 100 a little bit, and then, of course, there's the Warboss, which almost is 100. So, no, you definitely did pay that model. That model paid itself off. As far as my MVP goes, and it's gonna, I always think this is my MVP almost every time is the Boyz, the Unstoppable Green Tide in this edition with it being so heavily, what do they call that,
combat heavy?
No, to control objectives. Having it very control objective oriented, having that redeployment I think is everything. I mean, I was able to actually kind of keep the game tied just through that alone by actually taking 2 sides of the board. Of course, he took the center, and then of course retook one of the sides, and that was kind of where the landslide happened. But 100% the Boyz. I think also with the Boyz is that they paid for themselves, of course, with killing their Alaris.
The Alaris,
is what they are?
the Alaris.
So the Alaris Terminators basically is what they were. And I think the reason they were able to do that is, 1, they clogged up the board for a pretty good long time, which I think is really good. But then on top of that, they actually were able to deal out the damage and take down a gargantuan unit, which I didn't think they would. My Dreadnoughts surprisingly didn't do very well. And really what this shows me, and of course I haven't played against Custodes before.
And I've never played Custodes against Orks before, so I mean this was a really interesting...
It's an interesting deal, and it shows what, as far as the thing that I noticed, that the Dreadnoughts didn't seem to do too much.
Yeah.
And I think that was because of the low amount of attacks. It's their saves. It's really your saves.
Yeah.
It really is what your army should just be called saving throw, is what it should be called. 2+ is what it should be called.
It's crazy. They changed the Storm Shield rules and the Storm Shield doesn't give you a 3-up invuln anymore. It gives you a 4-up invuln and then +1 to your saves. But because of the Emperor's Chosen Battle Force ability that Custodes have, that still adds another 1 to their invuln save. So you're still
took the roll back, basically.
You're still able to give them, a 3-up invuln save. And even a Terminator, right, with their axe, which is the only way to run the Alaris, by the way, is with the axe. They still have a 4-up invuln save. I didn't have to use it in this case, but and then he had a 3-up invuln save from the axe. So it's just crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And so as far as fighting Custodes, if you're an Orc player, and if I have any advice, especially against these things that I fought, because I haven't fought everything in their army, it seems like number of attacks matters more than quality or strength of attacks. Yeah. So far as I've seen.
I'd say so. I think so too.
It's there's no way around that invuln save. Even at a 2+, even if it's not invuln and you can knock it down maybe 3, they still have a save. They're always going to have a save. So that's my advice to any Orc player playing against Custodes, is just mob them up. You know what to do.
Yeah. And as far as opening gambits here, I think I failed with Alaris a little bit. I didn't realize what the range was on their grenade launchers. So what I should have done initially, I think, was advance them and separate my units instead of keeping them castled up turn 1. I think that was a little bit of a mistake. I think I maybe would have been able to jump out a little bit earlier in order to capture a couple different objectives. But it did work out. I mean, do you think there's anything you would have done different?
Well, I mean, overall an army semi-rebuild, what I would have done is thrown in more Boyz, especially relying on that Zagoth Disazar's troop thing that they have. It also gets me more of a chance to do Unstoppable Green Tide, because believe you me, it does not happen every single time. For me, it happens maybe 50% of the time, and that's a conservative estimate. You don't always get it off, so having multiple chances of getting that off, I think, is good. I still probably would have taken 1 Dreadnought. I think the meta in the game right now is so tank and monstery heavy that I think that's a good thing to take, just to hedge your bets. So probably maybe drop one of the Dreadnoughts, maybe take on a unit of maybe Storm Boys or another troop choice. That's really all I can think of to really change my army.
Yeah, I don't think I would have changed anything. Now, I am no Custodes expert by any means, but this composition worked pretty well. Obviously, against the Orcs here it did. We have to see what it'll do against some other things, but I'm pretty happy with the result. Any final thoughts? Yeah.
No, I mean, I have a reasonably sized Orc army, and as far as points go, so you're going to see a couple wacky builds. I have a couple really interesting builds that you're going to see. I don't think they're going to do any... They're going to be funny, let's just say that. And as an Orc player, that's all you can ask for, is just having a good time. There's no salty Orc players, let's just say. But no, overall, it was a fun game, and it was really even for most of it, which is really what I like to see in a game. And of course, once the landslide happens and the board is wiped, then that's where it turns, and still makes for a good game.
I mean, it did take 4 turns to do that, so I mean, that was very competitive. I was very pleased. No one wants to see a complete, board wipe right off the bat. I mean, those games are no fun to watch. But with that, I think we will wrap this up. Please, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are focusing on combat patrols. We'll continue to do that. We're thinking eventually we might even do a tournament.
I think a little bit of the Crusade sounds a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Also, and this is something that we're kind of bantering around now, I do have games like Mordheim. I have
Battlefleet Gothic. I have a lot of older Games Workshop games. Gorka Morka. Let me know if you would like to see any of that. I will bust the models out and get out the old terrain and dust it off, and we can have some mighty old Games Workshop battles, which I don't think there are any battle reports on those games, which I would really like to see.
Yeah, I'd be pretty excited for that. Also, please, guys, subscribe to Derrick's channel. It is Opportunity Attacks. This guy's the real deal. So,
as far as what it is, it's a
yeah.
D&D actual play podcast. At least that's what's up currently right now. Is a D&D 5th edition. It's a famous module called Keep on the Borderlands. It's around since this. Written by Gary Gygax in 1978, and it's my reimagination of that. However, it's speaking into Warhammer, linking it back to Warhammer. I will be in the next video, group of videos that I'm going to be putting out is a Warhammer Fantasy Role Player, WFRP, as the people in the know call it. It takes place in the old world in the Warhammer Fantasy setting, and it is a gritty, realistic, grimdark, medieval thing. So definitely check that out. That will be coming out within about a half year.
All right. Thank you, guys. Please feel free to check out our Instagram. It is at Tabletop Core. Same thing on Twitter and Facebook. Again, if you liked the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.